India-Pakistan War, how much it costs. Both India and Pakistan are important countries in South Asia. India is the most populous country in the region, while Pakistan has been an Islamic republic since 1971. There has been a long history of conflict between these countries, which broke out in 1947 when they became independent from each other. The relationship between the two countries began to break down following the formation of the state of Pakistan in 1947. Although there was a brief period of peace after independence, tensions between the two governments soon resurfaced and they were engaged in armed conflict over the disputed territory of Kashmir in 1948. This conflict continued to escalate until a ceasefire agreement was reached between the two sides in 1949. However, hostilities between the two governments were renewed again in 1965 following a dispute over the control of Kashmir. The war came to an end 3 years later when a peace deal was signed between the two sides and a demilitarized zone was established along their border. However, the two countries again fell into conflict in 1971 when they went to war over the issue of Kashmir. The war lasted only a month but resulted in a heavy defeat for Pakistan. The two countries later reached a final peace agreement and signed a formal treaty of friendship in 1972. Despite this, relations between them have remained tense ever since the war and conflicts have continued along the borders. In 1999, the two countries once again went to war over a separatist movement in Kashmir. The Indian Army launched a major military operation in the area that resulted in the displacement of large numbers of people on both sides and caused serious damage to their property and infrastructure. The conflict was ended in 2003 when the two countries agreed to a ceasefire, and since then there has been a reduction in the level of violence on the borders. Since then, there have been many efforts to improve the relationship between the two countries and restore the flow of trade between them. These efforts have resulted in several agreements being signed between the governments, and new trading routes and road construction projects have been set up to improve links between the two countries. Despite these efforts, there are still many areas of conflict between the two countries, and they are unlikely to resume normal diplomatic relations in the near future. In recent years, there have been calls for improved security and economic cooperation between the two countries, but there is little sign of progress being made in this regard at present. Bilateral relations have improved in recent years, but there remain many areas of tension and conflict between India and Pakistan. The main problems between these two countries are due to the disputes over the borders between the two countries and the continuing conflict between the Kashmiri separatists and the government forces in both countries. However, despite the conflict, they have always maintained strong commercial and cultural ties with each other. The relationship between India and Pakistan has suffered in recent years due to the violence that has taken place on the borders of both countries and the hostility that exists between them. This has led to a reduction in trade between the two countries and damaged the economies of both countries. As per an estimate, if both the countries had not fought, then both the nations would have saved 8,147 crore rupees per week and would have added to the development of their economy. For more such interesting videos, subscribe our YouTube channel. For more such content, log in to our website www.euphoriaresearch.com.